Hello. Well, I have gotten a good night's sleep today. Last night I got a pretty good night's sleep. I got all these these hydrocodones that I had to buy from somebody on the streets because my doctor won't give me any tramadol and won't help me. So I found somebody on the streets to sell me 10 hydros. Fortunately, they're real because I slept really good last night. I mean, I don't need a pain pill like that. I mean, the tramadol is more than good enough, but doctor won't help me, so I've had to turn to the streets. And if I can't find these, I mean, I hate needles and shit and heroin and all that, but I'm seriously thinking about it. When you ain't slept for like weeks or whatever and not slept more than a few minutes here and a few minutes there, you'll pretty much consider anything. So, right now I'm on hold with the Social Security office here, and my wait time is an hour and 15 minutes. So, figured I had plenty of time to make a little video in the meantime. I have to call them and figure out, where if I'm going to be able to continue living here or if I have to move back to the rat infested trailer with no power or running water. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure that one out. I guess I'm gonna have to hitchhike back over there and take some pictures of the dump, and maybe if they see it with their actual eyes, somebody will be intelligent enough or have enough common sense or clout with the Social Security that they can actually make a decision based on that. We will see. I'm not holding my breath. But anyway, yeah, I watched a video last night called "The Truth." Here it is. If you think you can handle it, that might be the not be the exact title. I've subscribed to it, but it was a bit long. It was a little over 2 hours, and so I had to break it up into three different sessions because I don't watch YouTube to sit and watch movies or anything. So anyway, but it was really good and it was worth it. It was very informative. I must say they didn't say anything in it that I didn't already know. I'm not as highly educated as the people in there, but I'm just as intelligent. And anyone with an ounce of common sense can look around the world and see all this bullshit that's going on and put two to two together. Just like the mortgage crunch. What was that freaking movie they made? The Big Easy or the whatever, the one with the Batman dude. God, I should get my information, but I don't do scripts. I don't write shit down. I just do it off the cuff. So, I promised myself I wasn't gonna, be all scripted out. But they made that movie about the guy that predicted the mortgage crunch and the bank failures, and he went out and bought all this stock and other things so that he would make money off of it when it happened, and nobody believed him that it was going to happen. Well, I predicted it long before that guy. I just wasn't smart enough to go out and didn't have the money to go out and hinge my bets against all these companies that I could have made a lot of money. But I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that when people are going and buying shit on credit and they can't afford it, and then the rates are going to change and the payments are going to change. It doesn't really take too much to figure out that a whole lot of people are going to get in a whole lot of trouble. I mean, that's just common sense. Come on. Anyway, I predicted all that shit long before it happened, and I also predict that we will be going to war, and we're winding down to it. It's going to happen soon. And as far as these big ass rich families that control everything, I already knew all that crap too. I mean, it's obvious. But, I've always been the kind of person that won't back down to the establishment. I fucking hate the establishment. I've been fighting it my whole goddamn life, and I'm not going to back down. In fact, if I disappear someday, at least these videos will be here. I mean, my husband abused me so bad that I don't have any friends. I don't have any my family's all dead. I don't have anyone. And I always thought, when I do die, there's not going to be a funeral. Nobody will be there and nobody will give a shit. And I've, now realized that neither of my sons are going to have kids probably. So I'll probably never be a grandma, which at this point, looking around in the world is fine by me because my grandkids would be one of two things. They'd either grow up being like the rest of the kids running around the world with cell phones surgically attached to their heads and no brains whatsoever, being allowed to do whatever the fuck they want with no discipline, and they'll grow up being total assholes that I fucking hate. Or, my kid and I, or the kid's parents, whichever one of my children has children, their parents and I would raise them to understand what was going on in the world, and be prepared. Well, then they'd just be depressive, angry, and cold, unhappy people or whatever. And I don't want that either. So maybe it's just best not to have any grandkids. In fact, one of the things that they did not address in this 2.5 hour special is the fact, they want to blame everything on the big money families. They want to blame everything on the EU wanting to make one world government and all this other stupid shit. The fact of the matter is, it all boils down to one fucking thing, and I've been saying this for years. Close your legs. People need to close their fucking legs and stop breeding and spitting kids out like they're goddamn candy. I mean, that's the fact of the matter is, we've overpopulated this world. We don't control our population in any way, shape, or form. We don't take care of the ones that are born unless they're special rich or make some stupid fucking song or throw a stupid ball through the air. Then we worship them and pay them way more than they're worth, and give them the power to change things in the world which make life miserable for the rest of us. And most of the dumbass sheep running around are too goddamn stupid to know that. And then the worst part of it is that the people that are smart enough, the intelligent people, they're not breeding. I mean, my son did a study in college they've done lots of studies about the fact that people with above average IQs tend to have only two to three children. It's all the stupid people that are having more than two kids, okay? They're fucking ignorant, dumb motherfuckers on this planet, breeding like freaking cockroaches or whatever, rabbits, and they're just carrying on their stupidity and then raising stupid children, and then their stupid children raise more stupid children. That's the problem with this fucking world. We need to stop that shit. People need to stop breeding. They shouldn't be able to breed indiscriminately. Just because you can have a child doesn't mean you should have a child. No, you should pass tests. It should be whether you're intelligent enough to handle it. And every child that's born on this fucking planet should be nurtured from the moment they're born to the moment they stop breathing. Every single one of us deserves to be loved, nurtured, be able to access any education that we need to get to any goal that we want. We should be able to tap into any of our dreams, our skills, do whatever. When I was in 5th grade, I was so fucking bored in school, and I was a daughter of, my mom was divorced, so divorcee, as they called it in the 70s. So I was already ostracized from, most of the families. My supposed best friend, Bernadette Kay, her family were a bunch of Catholics. So I wasn't allowed to hang around with her because my mom was a divorcee. The funny thing is Bernadette was the drug addict, whore, alcoholic who got me into trouble constantly. And I followed her around like a little fucking shadow. But I was the one who got blamed for everything because I came from the family of a divorced mom, and Bernadette's parents were married and Catholics. How could she possibly do anything bad? It had to be that little horrible girl down the street. Yeah, right. Whatever. Anyway, I totally lost track of what I was saying. You can't grow up to be whatever you want in this country. When I was in 5th grade, like I said, was starting to get out of control because my mom was divorced. She was working nights. I was being raised by babysitters. I was calling out for attention, and I started getting in trouble. So in 5th grade, I hated my teacher, Mrs. Carson. I wouldn't do any damn thing she said. We do spelling tests. I'd spell my freaking name wrong because I just hated the woman. So she sent me down to the learning center to have to be evaluated because she thought I was retarded. Well, I scored so high on the test. They did an IQ test and I scored 152. This is in 5th grade, right? So they go to my mom and my teacher and they asked if I could get out of class for an hour each day and go to the learning center to help the teacher. So every day for an hour I'd get excused from class and I had my own little group of kids, like 8 kids, and I'd grade their papers and I'd take them on little field trips around the neighborhood and do stuff. And I mean, I started doing good in class again and everything else because I was proud of myself. I had something. I had a way to direct my energy and my my skills. It was awesome. My teacher hated my guts from that day on, but hey, whatever. So, and then years later, I dropped out of school in the 8th grade because I was in so much trouble all the time, and I got disciplinary transfer from Kylo to Sacagawea and Federal Way, and then I'm in the bathroom and all the girls are smoking. I'm the only freaking girl who actually wasn't smoking. I was literally actually going to the bathroom when they did a sweep of the bathroom and busted everybody. Yet I had cigarettes in my sock. They didn't even search anyone else. I was literally in the stall taking a pee, and they grabbed me up, take me to the office, and I got busted with cigarettes in my sock. Since I was on disciplinary transfer, I got kicked out of the entire Federal Way School District. Awesome. Yet I was the only one who actually wasn't smoking. This is a story of my life. I mean, I've literally told people if I'm walking by a bank when it's being robbed, they will arrest me and call me the ringleader just because I was there. I mean, that's just the way it is. So anyway, and then years later, I put myself into school over and over again. I went to Renton Votech for a year and a half after my second son was born. I mean, I got a 6-month-old baby. I'm having to take him to daycare every morning. I have to go to school, and I'm going, 6 hours a day. Plus, I got 2 to 3 hours with their homework every freaking night. I had 10 Arabian show horses in the barn. I had to clean their stalls. I had to train them, lunch them, exercise them, prepare them for horse shows, clean my house, take care of my baby, take care of my lazy ass husband, make his lunches, do everything because he didn't do shit. He wouldn't even change a diaper. I did all this and maintained a 3.76 GPA the whole fucking time. And then because my husband's car breaks down 3 months before graduation, he made me drop out because he took my fucking car from me. But anyway, back to what today's video is going to be about. Today's video is about the dog catcher from hell. Mr. Big Dog Catcher Man who wants to pick on little old women and, cause them stress and beat up on little old women. His name is Clinton Davidson. He is a dog catcher for Pierce County Animal Control. Clinton Davidson. Now, apparently, some woman down the road here had a bunch of chickens that she lets run loose. Okay, you can see through my window. This is a very highly wooded area. There's coyotes, there's bears, there's all kinds of shit. Who in their right mind would let chickens run around loose in the first place is beyond me. But this stupid bimbo let her chickens run around loose. And so apparently something came in and killed them all. And there were feathers strung all down her driveway. Well, my mom's dog and my son's dog, about 5 months ago, had gotten loose. They're chained all the time. The huskies are, anyway. My son has 2 huskies. One of them is a purebred white husky with blue eyes. She used to be my dog. 5 years ago, I gave her to my husband, and when we got divorced, my husband abandoned her. He didn't want her. I did not want the dog. I cannot afford an animal. I am on SSI. I can't afford it. I told my son I am going to rehome her. I'm going to find a home for her. He did not want me to find a home for her. Neither did my mom, because she's almost 7. She's been part of the family. She deserves better. So they said they would take her, and they would take care of her. So, she's my son's dog and my mom's dog now, not mine. Well, anyway, my son has his other husky, which is her offspring, and he's a big male, black and white, Jersey cow markings. He looks like one of them Burmese mountain dogs. And my mom has a golden retriever. So anyway, 6 months ago, they got loose. The dogs broke out of my son's bedroom. They pushed the door open, and they got out. And we keep the slider open with the dog door, so they split. They're down the road. I didn't even know it. I wasn't even here, but they ran down to this stupid neighbor's house, and apparently the white husky killed one of the chickens. Well, my mom and my son went down because the lady got the phone number off of the tag of my son's dog and called here and said, hey, your dog killed my chicken, blah blah blah. So my mom and my son go down to get the dogs. My mom offered to pay for the chicken, apologized, all this stuff. The woman said no, they were her grandmother's chickens and they were given to him for free, and she didn't care. Whatever. So I made a bunch of chocolates for the woman just to help my mom and my son out to keep the peace in the neighborhood as an apology. And we all went down to take them down there, and this crazy psycho weird woman was hiding in her house and wouldn't even answer her door. She's obviously got some kind of mental health issues. So anyway, nothing, time goes by, and all of a sudden my mom gets this phone call from this crazy woman saying that the dogs were at her house again, and if they came back, she was going to shoot them. So I go down there, and I'm like, I knock on the door. She's hiding in there. She won't answer her door. So I'm like, you know what, crazy lady? You shoot my son's dogs, you're going to have a neighborhood war on your hand. And my son and I left her a letter saying, our dogs were not out, or my son's dogs, since they're not my damn dogs, and said that they were in his room, they weren't out, they were never on her property, they hadn't been there, blah, blah, blah. And if she shot her dogs, that there would be trouble. So we leave. Well, then the next day, I'm sitting here and I see animal control pull up in the driveway. So I go out there to see what is going on. And Mr. Clinton Davidson gets out of his big animal control truck. First thing he does is push out his chest, hike up his pants. Like men do when they want to intimidate women. Doesn't work on me, bitch. So immediately I copped an attitude because I don't fucking like stupid penises that think they can intimidate me. They can fucking lick my ass. So immediately things go bad, I'm like, what do you want? Well, your dogs are out. I'm like, let me stop you right there. I don't own any dogs. I'm just here visiting. Well, there was some dogs that came down and they chewed up all the neighbors' chickens and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you could just wait right here. And I went and I got my mom. My mom comes out. My son comes out. They're both standing there telling this moron that our dogs were in the house. They've been in the house. They sleep in the house every night. When they're outside, they're on chains. They never are loose, ever. We walk them around on leashes. They're not allowed loose, ever. That they had escaped one time months ago, and this crazy psycho woman got our phone number, and she's been leaving messages. We still got 3 messages on my mom's recorder from this psycho woman threatening to shoot everybody and the dogs and everything, but yet nobody cares about that. So then he starts saying, well, I'd like to see the dogs. And I'm like, well, you have no right to. And, he starts yelling at my mom, telling my mom that he could confiscate the dogs. My mom's in absolute terror because, my mom's 75 years old. She loves her golden retriever. It's her service animal. It's her company, her best friend, whatever. And she was so scared by this man yelling at her, threatening to kill her dog, that she just, started saying that her dogs hadn't left the property, wouldn't even tell him about the one time 6 months ago and about all these. She did tell him about the messages, but he didn't even want to listen to any of them. He's just yelling at my mom. She starts crying, and this is when I got pissed. And I'm like, you know what, motherfucker? You can get in your fucking truck and you can leave. No dogs left this goddamn property. No dogs have been down to that crazy woman's house. It was probably fucking coyotes. And that's when he come out and he says, well, I did follow the path of feathers down the driveway, and I saw that her next door neighbor has a white German Shepherd. And it's quite possible that maybe she could have made a mistake and that it was that dog. I'm like, yeah, that's quite possible, since both those neighbors down there, the one with the white German Shepherds and the one across the street from him that has like 3 or 4 other dogs, they all let their dogs run loose all the time. They're always running around out in the road. So more than likely it was that white dog or coyotes. And he's like, yeah, it was probably coyotes. Yeah, that's what he said. I'm like, all right, okay, now that we've established that, you can leave. So he goes and he leaves. Well, my mom was real upset, so she called his supervisor, tried to straighten it out with the supervisor and tell the supervisor that this Clinton Davidson was so rude and obnoxious and intimidating her and making her cry, threatening to kill her dogs, everything else. That she was crying and upset, and that and supposedly the supervisor was going to talk to this Clinton Davidson. But apparently that never happened. Because I got this ticket in the fucking mail. Did my mom get a ticket, even though she is the property owner and owns the Golden Retriever? No, my mom did not get a ticket. Did my son get a ticket, even though he admitted that both the Huskies were his? No, my son did not get a ticket. Both of them admitted owning dogs. Both of them live on the property. They both told Mr. Clinton Davidson that I don't even own any dogs, that I was only here visiting. But yet, who did Mr. Clinton Davidson send the ticket to? Me. I'm the only one who got a ticket. So, I go and I write a letter to the court and I explained everything. I don't own a dog. I have no dogs, period. The judge found me guilty. I will be doing a new video about Judge Dick fucking face asshole tomorrow. Tomorrow I will do a video about the judge. I will name him. I will post it. And I don't care if they find me in contempt. I don't care if they come arrest me. I don't care if they charge me with a crime. Because they already have charged me with a crime that I did not commit. I do not own a goddamn fucking dog. I am not paying $246 fucking dollars for an animal at large that I do not own. And then, on top of it, when I called the fucking assholes at court to tell them about this shit, she starts reading out the report to me, and she's like, well, it says here that a white wolf hybrid killed all these chickens. And I'm like, well, in the first place, my son's dog is a purebred white husky. The white husky's tail curls over their back. Don't look like a wolf hybrid, but let me think. White German Shepherd that lives right fucking next door. Oh, quite easily could be mistaken for a wolf hybrid. So even by their own fucking statements and reports that Mr. Clinton Davidson did, it wasn't my dog or my son's dog. This is bullshit. I will not pay this ticket over my dead fucking body. No way, no how, on this goddamn planet Earth, in this fucking goddamn universe, will I ever pay one fucking penny to these corrupt cocksucking assholes. This son of a bitch shouldn't even be having a job. He should be fired. He freaking starts yelling at my 75-year-old mom until she's in tears, threatening to kill her fucking dog and everything else. And yet, he sends a ticket to somebody who don't even own a dog, and he don't even get in any trouble whatsoever. No. Fuck you, Clinton Davidson. You are a worthless piece of shit wannabe. Wanna be a man? What, did you wanna be a real cop, but you weren't man enough to be a real cop? They won't let you carry a real gun because you're not a real man? No, you're not, Clinton Davidson. You're a pussy bitch, fucking bootlicking asshole. And because I called you a cocksucking douchebag, you fucking send me a ticket? You really? And this fucked up, corrupt ass system? What, are you sucking that judge's fucking cock or something? Is that why he found me guilty? Because the two of you are fucking butt fucking each other? Or what? What the fuck? This is corrupt ass bullshit from the get-go, motherfuckers.